Hello everyone, this is Eugene Mathena. I'm not a Mathene or a Mathene. I'm a Mathena. Today we're going to take a trip to Noah's Ark using Google Earth. Are you ready? You guys ready to see Noah's Ark? The real Noah's Ark located in Turkey. I'm going to go up here and I am going to write Noah's Ark. And we're going to see if it takes us to the right one. And it does. Wow. That Noah's Ark right there has been examined and exhumed and studied by archaeologists since 1960. And in 1960, Time magazine, or one of those magazines, ran an article on it, and archaeologist Ron White seen it back in about, I think, when he was a boy. And so in around 1977, he loaded up his kids, him and his two sons, and they went over there to do some research on this ark. And lo and behold, they really seriously discovered the remains of Noah's Ark. Let's look at these pictures here. After 5,100 or so years, you'd look like that too if you was a boat. But they have ran sonar, all kinds of tests, and the length, the underneath the ground, get all the wood, it all is in specs with the way God told Noah to build the ark. And it's in the mountains of Ararat, Turkey, because we know in the Word of God it says in chapter 8 of Genesis, verse 4, and the ark rested in the 7th month, upon the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. And so here's the mountains of Ararat, and there's the ark. And they say somewhere through here they actually found the graves of Noah's Ark's wife, and maybe even Noah himself. But I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see if we can look at another picture. Isn't that nice? And that, my friend, in my opinion, my archaeology opinion, I believe that's the real deal right there. I believe that's the real deal. There's a distant picture of it. You get to see the whole thing. Check it out. Isn't that nice? And they've done lots of research. And the Turkish people, the government, heard of all of this, and they built a national museum and monument and kinds of stuff over this ark. The national park. And up here, it looks like is a visitor center to the national park. So if you want to visit the Noah's Ark, look at the remains of Noah's Ark, you go up here to the visitor center and look around. There's the tourist center, the Ark of Noah. And that's in Turkey. Let's see what this little picture here is. Oh, it's one we were looking at earlier. Let's move down to the ground, get you a see. That's what the ark looked like. There's that portion that we're looking at right now. They got it squared off. It's right here. Ain't that cool? Let's see what that is. Oh, that's that distant picture. That's really cool. I wonder if we can get a good picture of that visitor center. There's a better picture of the ark. That one's nice. Really nice picture of the ark. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Wow. So nice. You can find so much on Google Earth and explore the world with. You just wouldn't realize how many archaeological and biblical archaeology sites are available for us to still look at. And it just proves to us, I mean, like we don't need proof. We live by faith. But we have these things that just to verify, hey, your faith is not in vain, you know. You can see these things that you read about. And we're looking at Noah's Ark, the remains of Noah's Ark. The real deal. Anyway, if you go up here to the search and you just punch in Noah's Ark, the first place it's going to take you is in Kentucky. It's going to take you to Kentucky, and I'll show you why. They have a Noah's Ark replica in Kentucky. And if you punch in Noah's Ark, check this out. They're going to take you to the United States of America. And right there we are. And right there's Noah's Ark. In Kentucky. There it is. You can go there and visit and look at this replica of Noah's Ark and walk in it and see the animals, and they even got some live animals there and all kinds of wild stuff you can see there. Looks like they got, well, by the way it looks, they got a lot of restaurants and stuff scattered abroad too here. Want to eat Mexican? There's a Sunrise Inn. There's America's Best Value Inn. Isn't that cool? Let's look at the picture. What kind of picture they got? There's a cool picture. Isn't that cool? That must be a village from years ago. Looks like almost looks Aztec. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this little adventure using Google Earth. And may God richly bless you, and have a good night. Bye-bye.